Welcome to the 2024 IPF World Championships here live in Druskininkai, Lithuania. I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth with Amelia Potter. And Amelia, we have the Group B 52 kilo class. And as we take a look at the roster we have here today, despite it being Group B, this is a very competitive stack class. We see Frank Mary from Puerto Rico, and some of these ladies might have been able to get into Group A. It all depends on, the switching of possible nations, nominations, getting them in, etc. But this is a very competitive class. We're expecting some big lifts in Group B of the 52s. How excited are you for this?
I mean, yesterday was such an electric start to the competition, and as you said, the weight classes and the sport has grown so much recently that really the B flights also include such incredible athletes. And as you can see, two ladies should I say here, opening on 150 kilos is pretty huge, especially in the B group, considering the World Open squat record is 173. So probably won't see that here in the B group, but getting that close to it this early on is pretty incredible.
You always have some hidden gems. Alexander Eriksson is going to be in Group B for the 66s, and we all remember last year, Shell Backlund was in the B group for the 74s, so you never want to miss any of these sessions, A or B groups. And up first, 105 kilos, Maria, representing Malta. Maria, sorry, go ahead.
Visit Malta obviously being one of our newer sponsors as well, seeing some more championships there. So great to see some more representation from that country.
Yeah, the World Championships in Malta last year was wonderful. One of the best, and I've been to a lot. Maria Ferrugia kicking us off, 105 kilos.
Lovely deep looking opener there, and 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, that's about bang on what you want your opener to look like. And with some of these lifters, travel, weight cut, that opening attempt, it's very important. It's almost a gauge finder of where you're at on that day. Anything you've done in prep, you almost got to discard that. Come in with an open mind in terms of your expectations.
That was a lovely opening attempt there for Linda.
Yeah, 110 kilos and handles it well, representing Vietnam.
A wonderful color coordination there from Linda, which we've come to know very well in Great Britain.
112.5 for Sven Stotje, representing Iceland, 24 years old, 4-year veteran. This is substantially below her PR, and I like how Team Iceland's approaching this. Take a nice, easy opener, get on the board.
I think that's the first Iceland SPD singlet I've seen, at the very least. It's very nice.
Team Iceland, despite coming from a nation with relatively small population, they're well represented in all the strength sports.
Yeah, and that was a lovely opener there for Christian. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Up next, Jolyn Pei from Singapore, 120 kilos for her opening squat. 35 years old, been competing 2 years, and this is 5 kilos under her personal best.
Yeah, still collecting some of those newbie gains, I imagine.
Right, I was just gonna say, her personal best is probably long behind her.
Now the strength is definitely there. I want to wait for the lights there from the referees, as I'm sure the depth for me seemed a little bit on the line, but No, let's have a look at that again in the replay. And yeah, it's just the way she squatted. A lot easier to see there from the side angle.
Shiori Sato, 127.5. She has hit 140. Again, a nice, easy opener to get on the board.
10 years experience competing. I'm sure we'll see that experience come out here. Yeah, she looks really calm. That was super comfortable, and it is a good lift.
Bang on for an opening squat. Carvalho from Brazil, 132.5 kilos for her opening squat. Has a national record in Brazil for squat. Personal best, 138. It was slow, but judging by the look on her face, all smiles. Sometimes that's what it is. We've talked about it before, but bar speed isn't always the #1 indicator. I like to look at the facial expressions. Sometimes you see a sigh of relief, oh my goodness, that was harder than I expected. Well, when there's smiles like that, I think all is well, and that's how she normally squats.
Yeah, you really have to judge. A little later on, like you said, you can't really tell till second, third attempt how they typically move squats well for them.
Mayra Soares from Brazil, 135. Credited as a personal best of 136. We're pretty close to that.
And perhaps looking to take home a Brazilian squat record with her today. I imagine the national competition between her and Carvalho is pretty tight.
Yeah, it looks like they both at one point in time had the Brazilian national squat record. Might have a Brazilian squat battle here.
And she too looks pretty happy with that, but oh no, just wasn't deep enough.
Strength is there, but that's going to set her back. Does Team Brazil load the same weight for her second or move up in weight?
Yeah, it was just a stitch too high there. Strength is clearly there, needs to sink it, but if that's how she's comfortable squatting, can she do that today? I hope so.
Valeria Barberi from Italy, 135. She's squatted 150. Team Italy, I believe, is on the board. Judges agree. And Team Mexico, Monica De La Torre. Mexico being more and more represented these days in powerlifting. There are a lot of strong Mexicans. Of course, Jesus Oliveira's from Mexican descent, representing U.S., the strongest powerlifter alive.
And that looked like a lovely, easy opener for Monica there. Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, we always see a really strong showing from a few countries, but now we're starting to see more and more trickle through from countries that didn't come to the world so often.
Estela Cuervos Usanos from Spain, 140 kilos. Speaking of nations, Spain, a bit of a nation on the rise when it comes to powerlifting. A lot of stars on the come up. Sometimes they start off in Group B and end up in Group A, vying for titles and podium spots.
That was a lovely, tidy looking squat. Yeah, I was a little worried. She just started stepping towards the rack before she got the rack command there. Not a mistake you want to make, but if you're going to make it, at least let it be on your opener.
That's right. If you need to make any adjustments, when it's opening weight, a lot less of a panic situation than when it's in your top end. Frank Marie from Puerto Rico, 150 kilos, and she is one lifter in Group B that could easily contend in Group A.
Yeah, this is a very strong start to the competition. I'll be interested to see how this moves for her.
Yeah, again, you had said kicking off, the world record is 173. She's opening with 150. I don't think she's going to take a swing at the world record, but just giving you some perspective how close she could get by the time her thirds rolls around. All smiles. It's a good indication.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. And as you said before, even if it moves a little slowly, when they look that happy with it, you know it's moving well for them.
She's been at the World Championships in equipment, so she's accustomed to the international scene, despite this being her first classic Worlds. Eliza, representing Poland, 150 kilos for her opening squat. Gerlach opening with her previous personal best, but she might have hit a lot more in training leading into this. Ooh. Okay, well, that's where things get dicey when you open up very close to the top end. Either that was a misgroove, or she hasn't left herself a lot of room to grow for a second and third attempts. What do you think, Amelia?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it does seem towards her top end. And the thing is, different countries do have different strategies. Some, as we've seen yesterday, like to open up very conservatively, take bigger jumps and push. And some like to start near their top end and just take small 2.5, 5 kilo jumps and get there and make sure they stay there.
Maria Farrugia from Malta, 110 kilos. 3 kilos below her personal best. And while some countries, like you said, have different strategies, some countries are relatively new to the international scene, while others are veterans. And you can see that play out. That's a nice second attempt.
3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, and plenty of room to go into her third there. She can push a few more kilos out for sure.
$117.5 kilos now, waiting Linda from Vietnam.
$7.5 kilo jump from her opener. Oh, and it looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift.
She's obviously happy with it.
I believe it's Linda's first Worlds, and she's keeping herself together really nicely.
Wearing her belt backwards too.
Yeah,
It's a statement.
you do see some of the lighter lifters do that. It takes away some of the bulk at the front, especially if they lean over a bit more when they squat.
Sven Stottier, 122.5, 10 kilo jump, and that's sizable in the 52 kilo class. But Iceland probably opening up substantially lower than her top end, just want to get on the board. Depth looks good. Looks like a solid second attempt for Team Iceland.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift.
Jolin Pei from Singapore, 125 kilos. This will equal her previous personal best. Let's see where she's at today. In the 52 kilo class in Group A, Singapore has another lifter, Farhana, likely to take a swing at the deadlift world record. Oh, that's a scrap. What do you think, Amelia? How much do you go up from that?
She's got quite a high sticking point, so it can be quite deceiving, but if she wants to get that third squat in, I wouldn't risk more than 2.5, really. What do you think?
Yeah, the sticking point definitely arrived, and judging by the expression on her face, it took some effort. I would say 2.5 kilos would be right on the money. We'll see what Singapore decides. Shiori Sato from Japan, 132.5 kilos, 5 kilo jump. She has hit 140 kilos previously. The wily veteran of the game. Wastes no time after getting that squat command. Get the show underway.
And it is a good lift. It is a very tidy squat. She squats so deeply and quickly. You can tell she has experience. Just watch this.
Yeah, that was economical with her energy. Probably could, I'm thinking another 7.5 kilos and match her previous PR.
I think that could be justifiable, absolutely.
Mayara Soares of Brazil retaking 135, and this was no major effort. It just needs to be a stitch lower. I think Team Brazil did the right move by retaking the same weight. She could collect herself and take a bigger jump for her third and final squat. It's not as planned, but it happens. That looks better.
Yeah, that definitely looked deeper than her opener. Let's see if it was deep enough for the referees.
Yeah, and it's got to be said though, while it looked deeper, it also looked like a little bit more effort.
Yeah, well, she's not just going out and doing the same thing directly. She's already expended some energy, maybe some nerves, and she has to still lift 135 kilos on top of that.
And that stitch deeper does take more effort. That's why when conservation comes in and survival mode kicks in, lifters, when they feel the heavy weight, just lift a bit more shallow. And Carvalho from Brazil, 137.5. Her PR coming in was 138, so we're awfully close to that. Is it going to be a fight, or is it going to move like a second attempt should? Depth is good. But judging by the expression on her face, it was never in doubt. What do you think, Amelia?
I honestly think that looked better than her opener in terms of effort. You know, it was really nice, and she started smiling pretty early on in the squat, just out the hole, so I think she knows when she's got it good.
It's rare. I mean, yes, she started smiling as soon as she got out of the hole there. It's rare that a lifter starts smiling and fails it.
Yeah.
That's a strong bluff.
It's a strange situation, I must say.
Usually you know you have it once a smile comes on your face. Hilaria with 142.5 kilos representing Team Italy. Barbieri took 135 in her opening squat, jumping up 7.5 kilos and still 7.5 kilos below her previous personal best. I'm not sure about the depth. We'll see what the judges say. They're a little closer to the action. Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah. That was.
She did get a blue, and I was worried about her being quite leant over when she stood up.
Okay. Let's see, especially, so the depth was also right on the money. 2-1, it's good. Jury's not intervening. Monica De La Torre from Mexico, 142.5. This will equal her previous personal best. 3 years competing.
Really lovely looking seconds there. 3 white
Yeah.
lights, a good lift.
Yeah, I think the attempt selection is exactly perfect to pace her well, setting her up for a PR third. Estela Cuervo Luceno, representing Spain, missed 140, jumping 10 kilos for a second attempt. Amelia, this is dicey. 140 might move well.
Yeah, 10 kilos is a big jump. Of course, she skipped the rack command. 140 looked great, but it's risky. It's 20% of her body weight she's jumped.
Yeah, look, you missed the first one on a technicality, but 10 kilos means you can miss the second on strength, and you have no insurance off your opener. Now, it looks like she got that, but 3 white lights and she did. It's just so risky. I understand you don't want to fall behind on the expectations coming into the World Championships, but it is a risky move because you miss your first on a technicality that you could easily clean up, but 10 kilos changes everything in that conversation.
10 kilos is a lot. I think, you know, you go 2.5, 5. Okay, you're trying to keep pace, but 10 starts to become pretty risky, pretty dicey, like you said, but she got it.
Gerlach from Poland, 155 for her second attempt, 5 kilo jump. 5 kilo personal best.
Now her opener was quite hard, so let's see how a 5 kilo jump affects her here.
Yep, nice catch by the spotters. Now you're supposed to stay with the bar, but I don't think she had a choice. She fell to her knee.
Yeah, and what I think here before she came on was if she does get that 5 kilo jump, I can't imagine she had much after that, you know, so maybe a good lesson here in selection, start a little bit lower. It's not just about where you end up, but how you get there sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody cares how it starts. They want to see how the story ends. Frank Marie, veteran of the game, 21 years competing. Not likely to make too many big mistakes at the international scene when you're a veteran that long. 157.5 kilos. Squat personal best 155. However, competes often in equipment, so her classic personal best, unequipped personal best, may not be a direct indication of how heavy she can go. Oh, that's a fight, but she locks it out. Wow.
And the way she keeps position as well, that was a beautiful attempt.
Yeah, that, she never at any time got bullied around by the weight, despite it being a fight. And that's what a veteran does. Hold poise, look at that. That is a beautiful top end squat. When the grind and the fight comes, she's good for it. Begs the question, how much she's gonna jump up? Does she come out for another? Move up just 2.5 kilos? We'll have to see, but nice scrap in the second attempts by Frank Marie. Maria coming out to 115 kilos, and this is the first of our final round of squats.
And with a squat PB of 113, I imagine she's fighting for a Maltese squat record to take back with her today.
Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, room left in the tank, it seems. A good lift and a new Maltese record, I imagine.
Yeah, sometimes you never know what you have. She's never squatted this much before, but with the adrenaline and a platform like the IPF World Championships, you rise to the occasion. And looking to rise to the occasion, Linda, 122.5, also taking a personal best. Uncharted territory.
And what a place to do it as well.
That's another tough ask. She locks it out.
3 white lights, a good lift, and what an incredible fight.
Yeah, the ladies are putting on a show here in Group B of the 52 kilo class.
Again, it kept position so nicely.
Pei of Singapore, 127.5. 2.5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo personal best also for her. Should she be able to hit this?
Yeah, her second was quite tough, but let's see how 2.5 kilos, the minimum jump you can make, affects her here.
Sometimes just a ramping up of adrenaline is all you need. Nope. Nice catch by the spotters.
And she knows she squeezed absolutely everything she could have out of herself today, so hopefully she's not walking away too disappointed. 125 was what she had, and she got it.
$127.5 kilos for Svensdottir of Iceland, also a personal best. Looks like this might be an Icelandic national record because her personal best is 126.5. Personal bests and possible national records on display in Group B of the 52s.
Another good-looking third attempt there, and 2-1, a good lift. She does get a depth call there from the side we'll see here on the replay. So we'll keep an eye on it, as we know the jury will be watching. I think she'll be okay there.
You know what? Yeah. That looked okay on my angle. Maria Suarez of Brazil, 140 kilos. Her personal best listed at 136. So despite missing her opening squat due to racking early, retaking it, or was that on depth? I think that was depth actually. Retaking that weight, moving up just 5 kilos, this will still be a personal best.
And she looks comfortable under the weight. I really thought she was going to get through that for a second.
Yeah, that was a strength issue. I didn't see any major technical breakdowns. Technically speaking, she remained poised. Strong brace, hits depth, chest up, and looked like she was going to break past the sticking point, and did everything right, but sometimes gravity wins the battle. In 140, 2.5 kilo jump for fellow Brazilian, Julia Carvalho. Previous personal best, 138. Again, this could be a national record back home in Brazil. Where the fellow Brazilian Suarez failed, could she take this 140? Oh, smiling again. And we see the pattern, Amelia.
Yeah, it looks good, and it is 3 white lights. And again, smiling from pretty early, so I think she knows her squat pretty well.
You know what? If she was bluffing, she bluffed strong and sold me. As soon as she started smiling, despite it being early, I was like, well, I think she's got it.
Maybe she's just trying to convince herself, and it works.
Right. Coming confident. Shiori Sato of Japan, 140 kilos. This will equal her personal best, a 10-year veteran. You gotta assume she knows what she's doing with the attempt selection. Depth for sure.
Another really nice in the squat. 3 white lights. We started seeing the breakdown a little bit there, and I think in the style that she squats, it's going to happen quickly when it does, but a perfect attempt selection, I think.
Barbieri from Italy, 145. She squatted 150 before. Okay, that was good attempt selection. Was it deep enough? It was. 3 white lights.
Yeah, and Barbieri is a really good example of, from her opener, it looked a little bit difficult, but she kept putting weight on and she kept managing to squat it. So
Yeah, they knew their lifter, and again, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. What you've done previously, throw it out the window and take what you have on the day. Team Italy do an excellent job with their lifter there, and Monica De La Torre from Mexico, 147.5, 5-kilo personal best, should she hit this. Oh my goodness,
wow.
what a fight.
I think that was a perfect example of she was nodding to convince herself she's going to get through it. And
Look at the
did.
expression on her face, wow.
Starts nodding, yeah, I'm going to get through it.
Yeah, that was a tough third attempt. And again, excellent attempt selection. Took their lifter right to the edge, but not over it. Eliza Gerlach from Poland, 155 kilos, retaking this from her second attempt. If she gets it, 5-kilo personal best. It's going to be on the line for depth for me. I'm not as close as the judges. They agree, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when you do worry about the strength, the natural instinct, which you have to fight against, is cutting depth a little bit, because as you said, those few extra inches really make a difference in terms of strength.
It can be everything. And survival instinct just kicks in and you squat a little higher than planned. Estela Cuervo Uceno of Spain, 155, matching her personal best if she can hit it. Mr. Opener opting to go up 10 kilos regardless. And fortune favors the bold. She hit it, and we're up 5 kilos from there. Oh, it was work, but she looks good for it. No, on depth.
Yeah, let's have a look at that again, bearing in mind the angle we see here is the side that got depth.
Yeah, it looked good from that angle, but that's the judge that gave it to her. So it's difficult based off the replay to tell.
And the coach doesn't seem to be going to the jury either, so.
They accept their fate. Frank Marie, 160, 157.5 was a huge ask. However, she nailed it, didn't get pulled out of the pocket in terms of technical proficiencies. So here we are, 2.5 kilos up from there. I'm expecting a fight.
Absolutely, a new personal best it would be, and leaving her 13 kilos underneath the world record here in the B group. It's absolutely incredible, but it will be work.
Depth? Oh my gosh!
Oh.
And look, even when she fails, doesn't break down technically.
Yeah, she lifts extremely well, and you can tell she's got experience.
Take a look at this. That's what experience gives you. Never loses her position, even on failing.
And keeps smiling.
Yeah. And there's a look at the squat event for Group B. Frank Marie currently in first position, Gerlach from Poland in second, and Cuervos Ucenos from Spain in third. Obviously, we have Group A later on today. We will be back after a 20-minute break. We will see you then for the bench press event. Welcome back to the IPF World Championships 52 kilo class B group. I'm Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth by Amelia Potter. And Amelia, as we take a look at the squat event, Frank Marie from Puerto Rico finishing in first. Again, a reminder, this is the B group, but Frank Marie showing poise and resilience, the 21-year veteran, technically also proficient when the fight came and locking that out. Poland, Spain not far behind, and as we look ahead into the bench press event, we see some big openers. The world record, 113.5. The biggest opener here, I see 95 kilos. So in comparison, relatively big benches.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up in that top half overall, you know, maybe in the A flight next year.
Yeah, Frank Marie, a veteran in the equipped division, moving over to the classic, and probably didn't have a recent enough classic total to get into the A group. And here we are with Pei from Singapore, 52.5 kilos to kick us off in the bench press event.
Now, there are a lot of infractions in bench that we'll try to talk you through if and when they come in. But hopefully we don't see any here in openers. Three white lights, a good lift. Quite a dramatic bench session we had in the ladies last night.
Yeah, that's to say the least. The jury was active. It's the elbow depth rule. And if you have one red, the jury can then come in and intervene and potentially overrule. Maria Ferrugia of Malta, 62.5 kilos for her opening bench.
Has a personal best of 68 kilos, so perhaps looking to take another Maltese record back with her. She did that in her last squat. Only one person can win each weight class, obviously, so people come here for different reasons, national records, personal bests.
Malta relatively new in powerlifting, and Maria just competing 1 year, but 3 for 3 in the squat event.
With room left to go as well.
Three white lights, and the streak continues for Maria.
Now, if you keep your eye out for Linda's clip in her hair, you can't read it on the camera. I'll tell you what it says. It says, "What's depth?" question mark.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? 70 kilos, and there is depth in the bench press these days. Let's see if she hits it. Yeah, that should be it, Linda.
I think she answered her own question.
Let's hope. Yep, three white lights.
I hope she changes the
Gives
top
you
clip
that.
now, say that's depth.
See the sigh of relief? Woof, she says, and you'll take a look here.
Yeah, that's lovely. I think she could do well to sell those hair clips here.
She'd make a killing. Sven Stotier, 70 kilos for her opening bench. Iceland's own.
Typically a nation very good benches.
78.5 kilos is her top end previously. We'll see where she ends up on the day. That looked pretty easy and smooth. Uh-oh. And there is the depth calls already.
Yeah, 2-1 in no lift. We'll look at that again in the replay. We know the jury will be watching. They can change a lift from good to bad and bad to good. But I think that'll stay, unfortunately, as a no lift.
Estela Cuervo Usanos, 72.5 kilos. Nicely done.
Yeah, very comfortable.
No, again, you know, I was just about to say, I say nicely done with bated breath because that is an issue.
Yeah, again, similar as the previous lifter, that left arm causing the issues, although here it seems like the right arm was a little bit higher.
The jury overruled it, and it's a good lift, I think.
There we go.
Yeah, wow, okay, the jury, by the crowd's estimation, good guys right now. Maria Soares of Brazil, 75 kilos.
We know the crowd could be fickle to that opinion for sure.
Oh, that's for sure. They usually, the crowd will side with the lifter. Looked good to me. 3 white lights. She thanks the crowd.
Especially after the previous two lifters going 2-to-1 no lift. I'm sure that is a huge relief to her.
Barbieri of Italy, 75 kilos. Previously, she has hit 77.5. And I feel like in the bench press event here at the World Championships, people should be opening particularly low because you never know with depth calls. And you never know if there's going to be any kind of change from what they're used to domestically to the Worlds.
A little bouncy on the chest there, but looks strong. 3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, and if you're asked to re-rack, especially in bench, it is the one that usually has the longest setup. So if your setup's 20 seconds long and you get asked to redo that, you're really, really rushed for time.
Eliza Gerlach of Poland, 80 kilos even. She's hit 82.5.
Definitely looked easier than her squat opener. It's a good lift. Yeah, nice opening attempt there.
Sherry Sato of Japan, 80 kilos even as well. Look at that, sits on the bench sideways, like mounting a horse. I like it. Sometimes you get into your routine and you keep it going. 10 years in the game.
Yeah, these things become rituals for a lot of lifters.
There's a lot of intangibles that you just have no control over. One thing you do have is these rituals that keep you in place.
That was a lovely opener. Again, Japan, another nation who produced some fantastic benches.
Yeah, there are definitely certain nations are known in certain events, and Japan and bench go hand in hand. Julia Carvalho, 82.5 her opening bench.
Yeah, opening just 2 kilos below her bench press PB, which looks like it could be a Brazilian record at 84.5.
Yeah, we think Julia might have broken a Brazilian record in the squat. Might do the same in bench.
Three white lights, a good lift, and we do say try not to open too close to your max, but if it's going that well, then why not?
Nice, smooth opener. And 92.5 loaded now for Monica de la Torre of Mexico. Monica had a fantastic squat event. Easy work of her opener.
3 white lights say good lift. Yeah, wow, she looks so strong today.
Frank Marie representing Puerto Rico, 95 kilos for her opener. If she benches like she squats, I'm anticipating extreme proficiency, and she is fired up even for her opener.
Yeah, very proficient lifting there.
Yep, 3 white lights and she's good.
Just technically a really, really sound lifter.
Quick look, Frank Marie in the lead so far at 95 kilos, and the way that opener moved, gotta think she's gonna enter the triple digits before we're through. Jolene Pei of Singapore, 55 kilos, 2.5 kilo jump. It's the smallest jump you can make, 2.5 kilos. But when you're in the lighter weight classes, it's still substantial in the bench press.
A good lift.
Maria Frugia of Malta, 67.5 kilos for her second attempt, 5 kilo jump from her opener. Just a half kilo below her previous personal best. But again, competing just 1 year, we're anticipating the gains are coming quick.
Did incredibly well to press that after quite a heavy touch on the chest. I don't remember that on her opener.
Yeah, that was interesting. We'll see if we get a replay. That was a pretty dramatic descent to the chest at the bottom. I don't know if that's how she benches or she briefly lost tension, but she regrouped.
Yeah, she did really well. I don't remember it on her opener, so we'll see on her third how that changes.
Sven Stotje of Iceland missed 170 initially, retaking that now. And was this elbow depth?
It was, yeah. It wasn't a strength issue. She looked really strong, but just a smidgen too high.
Much better.
Yeah, you can see she adopted a bit of a sink there to try and reach depth, and she did.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see that in the replay. In her opener, she didn't sink it, but you see as she gets to the chest, she brings her rib cage down.
Yeah, she does.
And that helps her get that extra bit of depth that she needed.
You know, if you get a depth call, you got to make an adjustment. You can't do the same thing over and just hope for the best. Linda with 75 kilos even. She hit 70 kilos for her opener. Still 2.5 kilos below her previous personal best. Smooth second attempt, Amelia.
Yeah, that is a lovely looking second attempt, and it is a good lift.
Well, she found depth if she was looking for it.
Yeah, she absolutely did. Perhaps she was answering everyone's question, answering the question in her own head. Looks good.
Mayara Soares of Brazil, 77.5 kilos. 2.5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo personal best if she can hit this. I think she got called on depth and the jury overturned and gave it to her, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there.
We'll see how they like her depth on this one. Oh, a moot point.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get there. Let's see what went wrong there. Benches like her are very technical, so it can be just out of position, but
that looked pretty good.
yeah,
We'll see. She's going to have another attempt to come out.
it's entirely possible as well, getting all those red lights in her opener. She's got in her head a little bit, heading into her second.
Estela Cuervos Usenos of Spain, 77.5 kilos for her second attempt. That's pretty smooth for a second.
Yeah, 3 white lights, really tidy, and moving extremely well.
Ilaria Barbieri of Italy, 80 kilos. This is more than she's ever benched in competition previously. Handles it, but it's definitely near the top end.
She does get that depth call from the center referee, so we know the jury will be keeping their eye on it. So let's have a look at it ourselves.
Jury was very active yesterday, but today seemed to be only active in favor of the lifters. So far, anyways. Julia Carvalho of Brazil, 85 kilos, 2.5 kilo jump, and half a kilo personal best, and likely a Brazilian national record back home. Oh, little hiccup, but it looked like a pause and not a down up to me. Let's see what the judges say. Nope.
Yeah, I agreed with you on that live viewing, but let's have a look at the replay. I think, like you said, they're much closer than we are in seeing that. A micro dip, shall we say.
Eliza Gerlach of Poland, 85 kilos, 5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo personal best should she hit this, and 5 kilos is a pretty big jump in the 52 kilo class.
That is a good lift. Yeah, looking very strong and sturdy on her bench.
Shiari Sato of Japan, 85 kilos. There's the, I like it.
Yeah.
It's elegant. I'm going to do the same myself. The side entry into the bench press.
I can certainly respect the ritual. More sensible than I've seen a back entry into the bench press before, through under the bar. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, nicely done. Still 2.5 kilos below her personal best. I think in squats, she matched her personal best on the last attempt. She might be looking to do the same in bench press.
Yeah, although how that moved, I wouldn't be super surprised with a 5 kilo jump. Anywhere between a 2.5 and a 5, depending how she wants to play it.
Frank Marie made easy work of 95 kilos.
100 kilos is a big bench press in the 52s, let alone in the B group in your second attempt and 2 lifters trying it.
I love the energy she brings to the platform. Full of fire, even in her opening bench. Nice and smooth. 2 to 1, it's good.
Yeah, I think the yellow might have been for jumping the command. I didn't see any lifts, but we can have a look at the side here. But if the center referee is happy with the command, maybe it was fine. Yeah, I think it was for the command, but center referee gives the commands. If they give a white light, it's going to be good.
Well timed, right at the of press. Monica De La Torre of Mexico, 100 kilos even. This is the second round of benching in the 52 kilo class, already in the triple digits. These ladies can press. Nice catch by the spotters. That was a 7.5 kilo jump, and that's a big jump in the bench press for a 52 kilo class. But let's take a look here.
Yeah, her opener looked really strong, but I think perhaps getting to 100 in a different way could have been smarter. Perhaps that 100 kilos on the bar got in her head a little bit. You know, it's a big milestone.
And a sizable jump in the bench press event for a 52, but she'll have another swing at it in the third round as pay comes out to 57.5 kilos for her final bench. Long way up, long way down. 3 white lights.
She has a very close grip there, which is interesting to see. You often see a lot of the lighter lifters, the lighter women, adopting quite a wide grip.
Maria from Malta coming out to 70 kilos even.
Her PB is at 68 kilos, so imagine like her squat, if she gets this, as I mentioned before, she'll be walking away back home with a Maltese bench record.
67.5 moved well. I don't think 2.5 kilos will break her, but we'll have to see. Oh, and I misjudged that one. You know what? It was a proper attempt to make. Obviously, it's the smallest increment you can make, but I would have bet my money she would get it the way 67.5 moved, but we said it before and got to say it again. In the lighter weight classes, 2.5 kilos is still a sizable jump.
Yeah, and you can see her hands kind of roll forward with the bar as she presses, and that's really hard to get out of that position.
Mayra Soares of Brazil retaking 77.5. Depth was questionable on the first one. The jury overruled it and gave it to her. Let's see if it's a question on her third. Of course, in the second attempt, it was a strength issue. Made the adjustment for her third. 2-1, it's good.
Yeah, gets a yellow on the right-hand side. Let's have a look from the side angle, see if we can see an infraction.
And that's not for depth, if you're wondering, so let's see. Oh, the butt. To me, it looks okay from this angle, but maybe I saw movement anyways.
Yeah, and they have to make a decision in a split second. There was movement, but I don't think it lifted, so I think she'll be okay.
Svensdottir, 77.5. Kilo below her personal best. Three whites.
Yeah, after a little bit of a sticky start there with depth, managed to end on 77.5.
Relatively easy calls in this bench press event. Linda will come out to 80 kilos for her final bench.
Yeah, she's looked super strong so far. Hasn't had any issues with depth.
A little too much on the day.
Yeah, that would have been a 2.5 kilo personal best, but perhaps a 5 kilo jump on the international platform was just a little bit too much today, but she had nothing to lose by going for that PB.
Flaunts a little mobility as she dismounts the bench. Estela Cuervos Uceno from Spain, 80 kilos. Weighed in at 52 kilos exact.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Hilaria with 82.5 kilos on her third and final bench. Barrieri has gone 2 for 2 so far in the bench press event. Looking to get a 2.5 kilo personal best here.
Just a little bit too heavy, unfortunately, but she jumped the minimum she could at 2.5, so walking away with 80, she knows she got every kilo she could have.
Julia Carvalho of Brazil, 85 kilos even. Missed this on her second, looking to retake it here on her third.
Yeah, she got called for down-up movement on her second, but she did manage to lock it out, so hopefully hasn't emptied the tank too much on that. Can get it here in one smooth movement.
And that was a micro down-up. There we go. That's smoother.
Yeah, and really easy, actually, but 2-1. She gets a yellow from the center referee. We'll have a look at that again.
Really see what the center referee saw or heard.
No, and if we can't see anything and it's a yellow from the center, we'd assume it's a skipped command, which we can't get too easily on the replay.
Gerlach, 87.5 kilos, 2.5 kilo personal best, should she hit it. Ooh, kind of got flared out there, but she completes it.
And it's a good lift. Managed to get some redemption after squats there.
Shiori Saito of Japan, 90 kilos, 2.5 kilo personal best. There it is.
Yeah, and we were saying 2.5 to 5 kilos was what we would expect, and 5 kilos I think is completely justifiable based on her second. It will be a personal best after a long travel, so let's see how this moves for her.
A PB 10 years in the making. No, looks good to me.
Yeah, wow, 3 white lights. She is an excellent athlete and showing her experience here for sure.
10 years in the game and still hitting personal bests.
That's what you love to see.
Monica De La Torre of Mexico, 100 kilos even. Failed this on her second attempt. It looked like strength. It was a decent 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
Yeah, her opener was super speedy, but like you said, 7.5 is a big jump for the 52s. Perhaps the 100 kilo mark, the milestone there, got in her head a little bit. Let's see if she can shake that off here on her third.
We know from her squats she's a fighter.
Just a little bit too much today, unfortunately.
These are the best of 92.5. 102.5 Puerto Rico on the bar is loaded.
Yeah, even with the big fight, it's got to be within reason. And there's a little too much now. Frank Marie of Puerto Rico, 102.5.
This is the weight she's done before. It's just below her personal best of 105, so it's definitely near her top end. But she's performed so well today.
Wow.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Ever the technician. You know, she started off in the opener, looked like some work, but when it comes to a veteran of the game like her, you gotta have some belief and load the bar with what she asked for. 3 for 3 in the bench press and leading the charge in the women's Group B, both in squat and in bench press and in subtotal. Be interested to see where she ends up. Right now in the projected, she's at 420, which is a healthy subtotal in the 52 kilo class. Not long ago, just a couple of years, I would actually put her in a podium position at the World Championship 52 kilo class. Be interested if she can crack the top 5. You never know. We're going to put a pin in that, take a short break, 20 minutes. Please do return and join us as we kick back up in the deadlift event. Welcome back to the IPF World Championships. I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied in the booth with Amelia Potter. And Amelia, we had quite the bench press event, and Frank Marie of Puerto Rico, as we take a look at the subtotal, 260 kilos. And if we look at the projected pacing for her, as soon as she hits her opener, 420. Now, 420 alone, just a couple of years ago, we're talking a possible podium threat, and she still has, obviously, her second and third attempt to go. Where will Frank Marie end up? I had a chance to talk to the head coach from Puerto Rico, and he told me their goal, they're hoping for, is top 5. However, because she's in Group B, she's kind of flying blind. But strength is strength, and it'll be interesting to see how that story unfolds.
Yeah, and she's looked super strong the whole morning. And not to forget to mention briefly as well, De La Torre from Mexico, who's projected on a 240 currently. So 395 overall.
Shiori Sato of Japan, 125 kilos for her opening pull. Makes easy work of that. And as soon as these ladies hit this opening pull, the totals are solidified. It's a lot of nations are going to take some relatively light deadlifts, take some big jumps after that. Maria, 130 kilos for opening pull. Unclasped the belt with authority, 3 white lights. Take a look at this replay here. You see the strong brace as she drives the hips forward and locks that out. Svensdottir of Iceland, 130 kilos, stays on the bar for her opening pull. Easy work.
Yeah, makes really light work of that, and it's a good lift.
Linda opens up with 136.5 kilos.
A new hairstyle for every lift. It's a bit of a trademark for Linda.
Yeah, some people come with a nutritionist, a masseuse, and a handler. She comes with all the above and a hairstylist.
Was a bit of a face there. I think she.
I was gonna say the expression on her face and the hand gestures. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I think she was not expecting it to perhaps feel that way. Here's the face. Or maybe even better than she did expect.
Nah, I think the hand gestures were.
We'll see how that goes in a second, but it's a good lift.
Mayra Suarez from Brazil, 140 kilos for opening pull. Little bit of work at the start, but when she gets it going, locks it out, 3 white lights, and she's on the board. Once you get your total, the worst case scenario at IPF Worlds is no longer in doubt. You're not going to bomb out. You can start taking more risks.
Yeah, even with a bad day, you still have a total.
Yeah, I talked to some lifters and they're like, it wasn't the total I wanted, and they're going on about it. Listen, it could get a lot worse, believe me.
You have a total.
Yeah, you have a total. Jolin Pei, Singapore, 142.5, easy work. Blink and you miss it. Estela Cuervo Usenos of Spain, 145 for her opening pull.
Nice, comfortable looking opener and a good lift, securing her total.
3 white lights. And so far, all the ladies got some pretty good openers and look like they got some room to grow from there. Oh, Carvalho coming out with some intensity, 147.5.
It is a good lift, moved well, but the smiles have gone. She is serious now.
Monica De La Torre from Mexico, 155 kilos for her opening pull. She's hit 170.
Another one of the lifters in this B flight who are probably going to end up in the 400s by the end of this.
Yeah, for a 52, that's competitive. Been competing 3 years, so you could see where she could end up in the A group in the future.
Looks good, 3 white lights.
And speaking of A group worthy contenders, Frank Maria, Puerto Rico, opening with 160 kilos.
And this would give her a 420 total, which is just 5 kilos below her best classic total. Having a phenomenal day so far.
She's world class. Look how efficient that pull is.
She does get a red from the center referee for insufficient lockout, so let's have a look at that again from a bit more of a side angle.
Well, look good to me from there.
Yeah, I think the jury agree with the 2 white lights.
Gerlach, 160 kilos. Ooh, that's a tough opening pull. There's actually appears to be not a lot of room to grow from there.
It's a good lift. Yeah, and there are lifters who just move it like that, but if her squat's anything to go by, she does open quite heavy, similar to her bench. Just seems to be their style.
Barbieri, 170 for her opening pull.
It's the heaviest opener of this B group.
That was smooth.
Wow, did she move that well. The heaviest and maybe the smoothest we've seen in this whole flight, and a good lift. Which means everybody in this flight has secured a total and can move forward now and build and grow and make it bigger. We move straight through to the second attempts now. Just get the bar cleaned down. Seeing some great lifting this morning from the B group.
Yeah, Duno in particular, if she hits her second, ends up with 425 as a total. It'll be interesting. She's raising a rather high bar for the A group. And Shiori Sato of Japan, 132.5.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Maria, 140 kilos, 10 kilo jump from her opener. Farugia representing Malta. Nice second pull.
A good lift, and she looks locked in. Focus at an all-time high.
Sven Stottier, 140 kilos. Another 10 kilo jump.
Little bit of work, but still moved well, and it is a good lift.
All the ladies on point in the women's 52 kilo Group B session. Brought to you by Alico SBD and Visit Malta. We had the opportunity to visit Malta last year at the World Championships. Absolutely lovely place if you're looking for a tourist destination. And Mayra Suarez of Brazil, 145 kilos for her second attempt. Giving a hand to herself, you gotta like that. Sometimes you gotta do it. Keep the positivity going. 5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilos below her personal best. Same sticking point as her opener, she's used to it. Calm under pressure.
3 white lights. Yeah, lots of patience off the floor there, which pays off extremely well in sumo.
Linda, 147.5 for Vietnam's 52 kilo lifter. See the facial expression? Ooh, okay, well, that's it's a bit of a mixed bag. I thought she was dizzy for a second, and
She skips off, likes to keep us on our toes, keep us guessing.
well,
Shouldn't seem as confused by this one, which is a good sign. Looks good, really
Well,
strong.
look at that. What? That was difficult to read.
Giving us a show.
Jolyn Pei, 150 kilos for her second attempt. 35 years old, 2 years in the game. This will match her previous personal best. Revs the engine a little bit, but locks it out. 3 white lights and likely a small jump to her third.
when the legs start vibrating like that, you know you're getting to that top end.
Julia Carvalho of Brazil, 155 kilos. She's fired up.
Giving herself a little bit of a pep talk as she steps up to the bar.
In the squat event, she was all smiles every time she completed a lift. The intensity's rising. Wow, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, she's definitely switched on to another gear here for deadlifts.
Estela Cuervo Ucenos of Spain, 155. Little work off the floor, but she gets it going.
Rewind lights, a good lift. Yeah, did really well to pull through that because it started moving side to side as she broke the floor. She can really throw you off.
Frank Marie of Puerto Rico, 165, 5 kilo jump from her opener. And stringing together a pretty big total. It's going to be competitive overall.
She did get one red on her opening attempt from the center referee, but the side referees and the jury seem happy with it. Let's see if she can clear all doubt. Doing it beltless as well.
Smooth. Oh. Nope. Little bobble at the top.
The composure was kept even when she did it. She said, sorry, I'll come back and do it again.
Yeah, and that's what you'd expect from a 20-year veteran of the game. Already 420 as a total's big. She has another attempt to add those other 5 kilos.
And it took that long into the deadlift session to get a mislift.
Gerlach struggles with 165. 160 was tough. We knew 5 kilo jump was going to be a big ask. It's another look at Frank Marie's bobble at the top. And Monica de la Torre of Mexico, 165 as well. Nice pull.
3 wide lights, a good lift. Good second attempt there. What do you think you would jump if you were her coaches?
I would be comfortable with another 7.5 kilos. She jumped 10 there.
Yeah, that seems justifiable. Anywhere between 5 and 7, I think, is the right call.
Barbiera, 180 kilos. 10 kilo jump for her as well. And already, if you look at the prognosis, projected several lifters going over 400 in the Group B.
A big second attempt here in the B flight this morning. 180 kilos is huge. Maybe a little bit too big today. It was a 10 kilo jump, and as we said, that is a huge jump for this weight class.
Shiori Sato of Japan, 140 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump for her. And this is going to be the beginning of the third and final pulls. As we take a look at what the totals look like so far, 420 for Frank Marie, Monica from Mexico at 405, and just below the 400 kilo mark with another pull left to go, Gerlach of Poland. Pretty competitive Group B. Here comes Sato.
It's a scrappy style, but it works well for her.
Yeah, it came up almost in parts. And she locks it out.
She does get a blue there. See if we can catch any assisting with the legs.
Yeah, might have. I mean, her knees were jetted forward. I don't know if she actually did have, I don't think there was assistance, but I could see where it might be an argument.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think she'll be fine, but first-hand viewing, I think it could be mistaken.
Mayara Suarez of Brazil, 147.5. That is not Mayara. Here she is. Ask the crowd for a little bit of encouragement, and they reciprocate. Got hurt.
Yeah, and another Brazilian to smile halfway up. She knew she had it.
It was slow off the floor, just like all of her other pulls, but she locks it out. Very patient pull off the floor. And you hear that with the sumo pulls. Patient off the floor, stick with it, don't give up. Maria Perugia of Malta, 147.5, 7.5 kilo jump. Previous personal best, 143. A little too much on the day. She pulls out quick. You don't want to chase bad money. You feel something tighten up. Svensdottir of Iceland, 150 kilos for her final pull, 10 kilo jump. She's fired up. Some Icelanders in the crowd cheering her on. The knees. She's got heart though. Wow.
She is still going through.
Fight by this young lady. If she locks that out, oh my goodness. I don't know if that's going to pass, but it is a hell of a moral victory.
Wow.
Hats off to her for leaving it on the platform.
There were several steps there where I thought she might give up, and she did not.
You gotta respect that gumption on that young lady. Look at the knees shaking and revving.
She didn't care if that was a good lift. She was just happy she got that up, it seems.
And hats off to her as well. That's impressive. Jolyn Pei of Singapore, 152.5 kilos for her final pull. Looked a lot like her second. I guess it's just 2.5 kilos up, but when you're at the top end, and that was a personal best for her, it's still a big effort. Julia Carvalho, 160 kilos for her final pull.
We expect intensity from Julia.
This will be a personal best for Julia.
Very strong end to the day.
Yes.
Almost lost her shoe in the excitement there.
Lifters sometimes leave their shoes on the platform upon retirement. A little early for that. Linda, 160 kilos. This is a sizable 12.5 kilo jump from her second to her third.
Yeah, this would be for a personal best. Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness.
What a heart, though. Wow.
Some muscle cramping.
Or a new dance move.
These platform exits by Linda, they're highlight reels.
Yeah, phenomenal. What a great effort, though. There it is.
I thought she was crip walking off the platform for a second. Estela Cuervo Ucenos, 160 kilos. Whoa. Slow and steady and poised.
Yeah, great way to the end of the day, and that was a 2.5 kilo personal best for her as well. Quite a snappy lockout actually at the end there.
Eliza Gerlach of Poland, 165 kilos. This will be her second attempt at this weight. Just 3 kilos below her personal best. But Gerlach struggled with 160 in her opener. There were signs that the end was near. Not a lot of room to grow. 5 kilos, not a big jump typically in the deadlift event. Oh my gosh, and she might do it this time.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible.
It took a titanic effort, but Eliza, 3 white lights, rewarded for those efforts.
Yeah, and where 5 kilos wouldn't seem like a huge jump to a lot of people, it's worth considering that Eliza had opened heavy in all 3 lifts, so that was the technique they were using there.
Frank Marie of Puerto Rico moving up 2.5 kilos to 167.5. 165, if you remember, moved well until the very top. There was a bit of a bobble. Couple small adjustments, and it might be there.
This would leave her on a 427.5 total.
Much better, that should do it. 2 to 1, it's good. And 427.5 from the B group.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible, and it's going to really push the A group later to be on their A game.
Yeah, she's definitely a threat to finish top 5. Monica De La Torre, already a 405, could extend her record to her total to 412.5 with this 172.5 kilo final pull.
It looked like a good number to pick.
Yeah, that was excellent attempt selection there by Team Mexico. And Monica, 412.5, and that is a solid total in the 52 kilo class. Again, 3 years ago, that'd be competitive in the A group. And with 3 years in the game, you can see where she's projecting. Barbiera of Italy now, 180 kilos, misses on her second, retaking it on her third. And if she hits this, she will join the 400 kilo club. And that will be a total of 4 lifters in Group B, 400 kilos and up. That is a strong Group B 52 kilo class.
And it does give you an insight to what we have in store later as well, if that's the B group.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just out of her hands, a little over the knees. Gathers herself and thanks the crowd for their support. And that will do it for the 52 kilo Group B class. Obviously, we still have Group A, so there will be no medal ceremonies. It's a little early to be handing out medals, but we'll see later on this evening how the 52 kilo class shakes up and where 427.5 lands Frank Marie of Puerto Rico. We will return at 3 p.m. local time for Group B of the 66s, where Alexander Eriksson, former 74 kilo world champion, will look to post up as big a total as possible and establish himself in the 66 kilo class.
See you then.
See you then.